Rain and Samson, you just both said that you do identify with some of those characteristics of introverts. Tatiana, I'm curious, do any of those things feel like they call to you, or are you like, no, I am completely the opposite side of the spectrum?
Interestingly enough, I felt like I was an extrovert most of my life, but I've been transitioning into this introverted state where I do get drained by a lot of human interaction, and I've been really in love with my own company. So it's definitely interesting because I'm in that transitional phase. And I feel like sometimes that happens for people where there are periods of their lives where it's like, I'm extroverted. Here I am. Let's talk. Let's have fun. Let's do this. And then there's those periods of introversion where you're like, I'm at a stage in my life where I just want to figure out what I want, what I like, and how to enjoy my own company in a way that doesn't give everyone entitlement to me.
Yes.
When it comes to sex, I am extroverted. Even though I'm in an introverted state right now, socially, sexually, I'm always comfortable, confident and comfortable when it comes to sex. And I let that shine and show. I like to play.
I'm curious, actually. So just to continue talking about introversion for one more moment in a general sense, because Reba, I was hoping that you would share something that I know that a friend said to you once, because I think there has been a shifting understanding of introversion and extroversion in our culture in the past couple of years. Reba, do you know the anecdote that I'm talking about?
I think I do, but I think it's the same thing as how Rain described. Is that what you're talking about?
I'm talking about the friend who once told you that you were introverted and you took great offense.
Oh, I was like, bitch, don't you know me? I'm on stage. And I was offended because I thought okay, yeah. Well, growing up, I was always told that I was extroverted because I was always into performing arts and I was always confident and I was the smart kid in school and I was confident in that. So I had confidence. And that was, that told to me that I was extroverted and those were the things that I was proud of. Therefore, if extroversion equals pride for me, when somebody told me that I was an introvert or suggested that I was an introvert, I was very offended. Like she was saying I wasn't good at these things that I am proud of and that I shouldn't be proud of them. That's how I took it, for sure.
And then once the idea of being charged by being alone or in front or with people, it has nothing to do with the joy you might get on stage. Is that accurate?
Right. Because you know me, after a show, then I go and hide in the dressing room while everyone else is mingling. I hide in the dressing room and cry.
Oh,
yeah.
I have a point that actually factors in with what Reba just said, which is that there are a lot of introverts that do performing. And you see us on stage. But Reba, when you're on stage, you're in control. It's a monologue. You own that stage. It's not a dialogue. It's you. You are totally in control of that moment. You're not in the midst of a crowd trying to interact with people and getting drained. It's like being an introvert, but you're getting to do a monologue of something you're passionate about. And when you're done, you go in the closet and cry. I did it. Me too. I'm there. And a lot of people don't realize they're introverted because they think I'm on stage and I'm doing this. I'm talking about sexy time stuff. I'm so in control of this moment. How could I possibly be an extrovert? You were offended when someone said you were an extrovert. Very introverted people can chew up a stage, believe me, but then we need closets afterwards to hang out in.
Yeah. So I think if you'll give me one moment, I think that does very well for giving a broad scope of introversion and extroversion. But yeah, as far as it pertains to sexuality, Tatiana.
I have a comment. Yeah.
Please.
I love what you said about the you're in control, you're on stage. And I feel like that can transition in the bedroom as well, because you're in control. And if you realize how much control you have in that setting when you're dealing with you and your partner or your playmates in that room, as long as you get the communication down and you know what you're exploring together, you and them have so much control together, and that's your stage. That bed is your stage, or that kitchen counter is your stage. And yeah, maybe you can go in the bathroom afterwards and be like, oh my gosh, did I really just like show them my asshole? Like, yeah, and freak out afterwards. But in that moment, you have that right before the moment happens, you have that conversation, and you can both control the environment, and we're in a safe environment because it's controlled and it's understood, just like you said with the stage. And I think that same ideology can play into the bedroom.